¿Estamos en vivo? ¿Cómo se escucha todo?
We want to offer the best entry
Ahí,
to mid-range smartphone to make sure they can enjoy all these activities to its fullest. Which is why we're introducing a concept of all-in fun without
Creo que ya estamos. ¿Público? Sí.
And when we break down these fun activities that happen on a daily basis, we learn that there are two sides of entertainment. One that is gaming-based, so besides the usual usage of a smartphone, they spend a lot of time gaming.
1, 2, 3.
And the other
1, 2, 3.
is focused on multimedia, such as streaming
¿Cómo se
TV
escucha,
shows,
chicos? ¿Cómo
and
se
most
escucha?
time spent on social media. So today, we plan to bring you two devices that are experts in its own field. Introducing POCO M5 and POCO M5S, the performance player and the fun magician. With our brand new M5 series, we're going all in fun. So let's start with the POCO M5, the performance player. Now, I kind of want to break down gaming experience. Yes, the POCO M5 is definitely a capable entry-level gaming smartphone. And when it comes to gaming experience, we want to break it down to three essential elements: a strong performance, long-lasting battery, and the luxury of having a fast display. In each of these categories, the POCO M5 excels. So let's start with performance. Now, you may be wondering, entry-level, performance, usually doesn't pair that well. But that's because most people have started to get used to entry-level smartphones means low performance. It lags. It's only just usable. It's a great backup device. Today, with the POCO M5, we're going to take that assumption away. And that's because we're going to be featuring one of the most powerful 4G chipsets in 2022. And I wonder if there's any guesses right now. But it's not only one of the most powerful, but it's also the latest chipset from MediaTek Helio series. Introducing the MediaTek Helio G99. Not many devices on the market uses this chipset, so allow me to run through some specifications.
Fijado.
With flagship level power efficiency of 6nm process made by TSMC.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Great performance with amazing efficiency. And to think that mid-range chipsets are now sitting around 6nm, and just 2 years ago, flagship chipsets were at 7nm. This is a wild improvement. And when we dig deeper into the Helio G99 CPU structure, it is an octa-core structure made by 2 A76 and 6 A55, with its main 2-bit cores powering up to 2.2 GHz, which is a good amount of speed for heavy tasks.
1v40 Spike Review, sí. Sí, te aguanta. No sé si me escuchas bien, pero si me escuchas bien, sí. Para grabar videos básicos, muy bien. Tiene todos los controles manuales.
Offers a very smooth graphics performance and definitely can handle some top titles in the market. But besides a great chipset, we ensure we don't slack in RAM and ROM. Now, in the market, many entry-level smartphones tend to compromise right here with older RAM and ROM tech. With the POCO M5 at the entry-level segment, we offer a mid-range level RAM and ROM setup with LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 ROM. This is to ensure your multitasking and read and write speed is on par with the processor it's paired with. So when we come back to a benchmark score, which some people may be wondering, the MediaTek G99 paired with
Buenos días, cebollas. ¿Cómo andas?
scored total attitude of over 378,000, which is easily above the normal entry-level smartphone performance. And for those who want to see a comparison, as well. Now, compared to one of the most used mid-range chipset in the last year or two in the market, and also a chipset we use in the POCO X3 NFC, the Snapdragon 732G. And we can see that with a score over 370,000, the Helio G99 has a decent edge over the Snapdragon 700 series. But that's not all we compared. We want all of the power, but we don't want to waste any power. With the G99 power efficiency being much higher compared to many of the mid-range chipsets on the market, in various apps such as gaming or social media, or even just leaving the phone to be, the Helio G99 outperforms the Snapdragon 732G in this as well. Now, performance and efficiency is obviously way out of entry level right here. But as the POCO M5 packs so much performance, can it offer some hardcore gaming elements? We want not only the hardware side of optimization for gaming, but also the software side. So for the first time, we're introducing Game Turbo 5.0. This is our latest gaming software optimization that allows you to have a true game experience even at the entry-level segment. So let's take a look. Now, when you activate Game Turbo 5.0, it will do three things mainly. It will clear your RAM memory, free up storage, and there's a mode called Performance.
¿Cómo veo el Bugomi? Pues siempre prometen mucho, ¿no?
Performance mode itself, it's like when you're driving a car.
Pero ya saben que hasta no tener la mano, pues.
The sport mode. You turn it on, and the phone is pushing every spot to run the game you're playing. To let our users know and how to activate and check out Game Turbo, we recorded our screen for a bit. So when you turn on the game, or when you're in-game, it's pretty simple. You just need to swipe the top left, and you have tons of options to do cool customizations, and even check out how much FPS you're running at. And you can see the FPS before you turn on performance mode, and after. The difference is there, and Game Turbo 5.0 is super easy for you to access. And when we come back to this, with three core performance elements in the POCO M5, game experience will be brought to new highs in the entry-level segment. So let's take a look at the FPS test results on the POCO M5. Now, after playing 30 minutes straight in the Free Fire Battle Royale game, I had a very stable FPS of 60, a cool temperature of just 40.2 Celsius. All this on an ultra graphic setting. Yeah, we challenged ultra settings on an entry-level smartphone. So we're all in on the game experience.
Siempre le morís.
And when you want to play all night, the POCO M5 will not disappoint you. Not only we're all in on performance, but also battery duration on the POCO M5. Battery has been M-series strength ever since the first POCO M3 we released. It's not different with the POCO M5. The POCO M5 features a standard big battery of 5,000 milliamp, which is always a size users love, because they know they will get a lot of duration with it. I have a colleague of mine who uses a competitive phone for some reason, and he always carries a power bank, always. With 5,000 milliamp and Helio G99 chips at power efficiency, battery is great on the POCO M5. In fact, if you're using it moderately, you definitely have lots of battery left by the end of the day. I usually
60, sí lo pueden hacer, Limoris. Lo que pasa es que buscan optimizar la aplicación para el equipo, pues. ¿Cómo te explico? Bajas el juego, pero cuando detecta tu versión de equipo, se optimiza para ese equipo.
We tested it. More than 8 straight hours of gameplay on a single charge. That's a lot of time to game. And when this massive battery runs out of battery, which it will, of course, at some point, the POCO M5 supports 18-watt fast charging, which is better than most entry-level smartphones.
¿Soy yo o parece un OnePlus
we did a test
10 Pro?
from 1% to 100%. To juice up a 5,000 milliamp battery, it only takes less than 2 hours to get to 100%. So if you were to get home by the end of the day from work, you can leave your phone to charge while cooking dinner, watching some TV. It will get to 100% very quickly. But we also considered not everyone charge up to 100% every single charge they do. Sometimes they only have time for 1 hour to charge, which is why we did a comparison test with our device and another competitor device of 1 hour charge. We were able to get to 66% while they're sitting around 55%. But we don't just have fast charging in POCO M5. To complete the overall gaming experience, we also needed a clear and fast display. In the entry-level segment, we will not compromise.
No nos encontré con personas como ganas de topes y se marcial. Estaría curado.
In POCO M5, we're featuring a 90 Hz high refresh rate. Now, there's many reasons to make this decision, as we believe high refresh rate is slowly starting to become the norm of the smartphone industry for a good gaming experience. But another reason is, with high refresh rate, we're able to have dynamic switch technology, which optimizes the battery life even more so. With the POCO M5, it can set 3 different refresh rates, such as 30, 60, or 90 based on what kind of content you're viewing. So let's take a look at a video.
Dynamic switch display.
Now, but besides high refresh rate, to tailor the gaming experience even more so, we've installed 240 Hz touch sampling rate, which is insanely rare to have in this segment. Usually entry-level phones have 120 or 180 Hz touch sampling rate. We bumped it up to the mid-range level, so when users play games, it will react even faster. Let me show you what I mean.
Pues
Now, on the
veamos el
left, we have
precio,
120
Jun.
Hz, and on the right is 240 Hz. When they click the button at the same time, you can see that 240 Hz screen reacted faster and was able to get up the speed up first. So
Muy
the result
importante
is
para el
simple on
asfalto.
display. The POCO M5 features
Sí,
a
parece un
very,
OnePlus Pro
very
3.
fast
Parece el
display.
10 Pro.
90 Hz refresh rate with 240 Hz touch sampling rate that is going to be great for daily usage and gaming usage. So when we come back to this is what we mean by all-in gaming experience. With these features, POCO M5 will stand out from the rest. And when we talk about the whole gaming experience, so we have a strong processor with great RAM and ROM setup, battery life where you never have to concern about battery drainage, a fast display that really stands out during gaming, with new features such as Game Turbo 5.0. The POCO M5 is really here to raise the standard of entry-level gaming. But now let's talk about daily experience, things you definitely use every day. And there's absolutely no compromises on these either. What the POCO M5 brings in daily experience is a
Sí, es un
stylish,
Mediatek que
a clear
según se
camera,
compara con el
and
Snapdragon
many
700 que
convenient features that brings more joy to your
ahorita va a ser otra
overall
vez.
experience. So let's start with design. Now, design on M series has been an important part of our brand, and it's a strength, not just within the brand, but also in the industry. M series was known for its design. Ever since the POCO M3, we've had unique design in our previous models, looks that stands out from its class. I remember POCO M3 really took the design at the entry-level segment to a whole new level. So let's see how the POCO M5 looks. First,
Como un
we have the
OnePlus.
POCO M5 in black, a classic color that never goes wrong. It's stylish, but it's also stealthy, the best of both worlds. But of course, we have the iconic M series color, yellow, on the POCO M5. If there was a color combination for our brand POCO, it's this one. The mixture of black and yellow is absolutely gorgeous. Offers an adventurous look and feel, and I highly recommend anyone who likes a little bit of glam to choose this color option. And lastly, we're introducing a green color as we do with other models this year as well. Now, green color smartphone has slowly become more and
Samsung
more
green.
popular among the market, and we want to make sure we offer it as well. Now, this green is a mixture of a dark blue feel as well, so it looks really good. So here are the three color options for the POCO M5. Honestly, I think for the first time, I don't know which one is my favorite. They're
¿Qué
equally
tal los
good,
Mediatek? Ah,
might have to
depende.
be based on my mood. But let us know which
Colombianos.
one you like most in the
Hola,
comments below.
Ulises.
Now, you may notice all three color options do come with a leather-like texture, which was first introduced by the POCO M3. And this was wildly popular without
¿Qué onda,
users
Ulises?
and
Ah,
with
te he
the
saludado.
market. It felt good, it felt premium.
Leather light
And most
texture.
importantly, it's less likely to have fingerprints, which is really nice.
Ah, ¿y el desgaste?
But not only the POCO M5 looks good, we got that covered, right? We also wanted to feel good to the next level when using the phone for a long period of time, which is why this time we put in a unibody design from the mid-frame and the back panel.
Ajá.
Everyone prefers flat frame design, but it's definitely a preference to a lot of users out there. And when we take a look at the top, you'll see the headphone jack you've all
Hola,
been
soy
waiting
Ulises,
for.
no es cierto, no eres Ulises.
Yes, we do feature a headphone jack in case you prefer cabled earphones for no audio lag, or use this as backup when your wireless earphones runs out of battery. And on the internal side of the phone, we have one the latest Bluetooth technology,
ya somos 23.
Bluetooth 5.3, to ensure less lag for your audio. And NFC, for you to make wireless payments from your device. And lastly, IR Blaster, so your phone can be remote to all your home electronics. all of these handy features is a huge part of design for us. We want the POCO M5 design experience to be premium, nice, and useful. If it just looks good, that's not really enough. So
Todos
lastly, we
piensan,
have POCO
oiga, yo ya
M5's
compré este
camera.
equipo,
As
¿no?
a
Hola, Jos.
performance-focused phone, we still put in a huge amount of effort in camera. We want it to be a daily shooter for our fans, something very easy to use. So in the POCO M5, we feature a triple camera system.
Buenas
Its
noches.
highlight is the 50 megapixel main camera that takes amazing quality shots. Let's take a look at a sample. With a high megapixel camera and clear quality, with landscape shots, you can capture amazing details. Now in this photo, we took an architecture that is full of reflections. If you look closely, all the details are there. So this is a daily shooter that's easy to use and offers amazing details.
Novedad.
And we also support creative shots
No.
that'll do great for your social media posts, such as macro mode, portrait mode, and night mode.
Hola,
There's so
Joshua.
many others to explore. A mixture of video and photo modes awaits on the POCO M5 for you to explore.
Pues
I remember
tendremos
using
más
movie
views,
frame
¿no?
on our smartphone the first time, and it was honestly very cool, very premium, and very artsy effect. So this is our POCO M5, the performance player. With so many mid-range level features, it's quite hard to believe this is an entry-level smartphone.
Me encanta porque
But
hay
like
otros
I said
youtubers
earlier
haciendo
on,
live stream
all
y
in
queriendo
fun
hacer
has
comentarios
two sides.
inteligentes según ellas. Ay,
We've
pues
just
sí, güey.
introduced the POCO M5,
Siempre la
which is
mamada,
good for
¿no?
gaming and the usual activities like social media and reading. But up next, we have another device that is focused on streaming and photography,
otro.
and even more so. So let's get right into it. Introducing the POCO M5S, the Fun Magician.
Fun
Just like how we
magician.
started earlier, we want to explain why POCO M5S is more tailored to entertainment. When we looked at the young generation these days, their biggest hobbies besides gaming could be social media, traveling, and photography. You've opened up Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Those are all non-stop content.
¿Está
But all of
fresca?
these activities require one
Somos
core element,
26.
a camera. Yes, POCO M5S Magic Camera. So let's start with this first.
Magic camera.
So we started
Camera.
M series camera even more so because we realized our POCO fans, especially our community fans, they love to capture their most precious memories. And we're super happy to see what they've shared. So we want to show you as well.
Vas a probarlo. Ah, ¿qué te digo?
All of these stunning photos were
27.
captured by our
¿Qué
POCO
te digo?
fans
¿Qué te
on
digo?
POCO smartphones. Honestly, when I first saw some of these photos that our fans took, I was mind blown. They're so creative and so cool. Which motivates
Aplausos
me
en comentario
even
inteligente.
more
Buenos
so
días,
in the camera
Gustavo.
department. Which is why for our Magic camera, we will be offering a quad camera in the POCO M5S. This is to let all of our M series users to have even more exploration into our camera system. And we took some photos ourselves. Let's take a look. When we went on vacation into the desert, we took this really cool shot. And this specific shot is using the 64 megapixel Ultra HD mode. It's nothing crazy, just a dude enjoying his dirt bike ride. But look at the color on this photo. The sand is such a nice touch. And our other modes as well took stunning photos. A portrait shot on the POCO M5S with natural bokeh effect, which really puts the focus on the model. The quality is stunning and is always making a good profile picture on this mode as well. And up next is our ultra wide shot, allowing you to capture much more and making the whole scene just much more immersive. And this is the mode I use most on a daily basis when I take out my camera. And when you want to capture some photos at nighttime, we also got you covered with night mode on the POCO M5S.
Churia.
As you can see here,
Bien editadas las
under
fotos,
really low
claro que
light
sí.
conditions, clarity and color is on point. And lastly, macro mode, which is honestly just a lens if you want to have some fun. If you have the time to really explore this, you can do awesome creative photography.
Gracias, Fake Reviews. Pero eso cuánto se ve mejor en
But
video
what
que no.
makes POCO
Sí.
M5S
Sí,
real
güey, sin
special
duda.
in this segment is the ability to shoot 4K
Sí.
video. Not many
Gracias.
devices can do this
Ah,
in the mid-range
sí.
segment, and we're happy to bring this feature to our fans. So this is our POCO M5S Magic camera, packed with so many creative modes to master your photography skills. And we hope our fans can enjoy all of them. With 64 megapixel leading the way, I'm sure I'll be seeing more stunning photos from our fans. Now, we talked about camera, which is about creating the content. We're about viewing the content. You need a good and super clear display as well. which is why
De nada, es para ti.
using Magic
¿Cómo
Display
sería
on the
Xiaomi
Poco
el día de hoy
M5S.
si Juan no le hubiera
Now, what
metido
does
el
Magic
pie?
Display mean? In our opinion, a good content-focused display must have sharp details, great color, and high brightness. So featuring our
A
Poco
high
M5S
brightness.
is a flagship level AMOLED display. And I say flagship level because it's almost just as good as AMOLED we use in our Poco F4.
AMOLED.
And to give you some details, this AMOLED panel features 409 ppi, which is on the higher end of the scale in terms of density. And this will give you a great reading experience, especially if you're browsing a page with lots of text. For example, if you're reading the news on your phone. And this display is also very colorful, with a 4.5 million to 1 ratio and a DCI-P3 color gamut.
Yo era fan de Huawei hasta que le quitaron los... Este año no fue muy bueno para los smartphones en general, casi no hubo novedad de ninguna marca.
And being a clear and colorful screen, what makes the Poco M5S
Esa madre de Xiaomi como el otro...
It can reach up to 1100 peak brightness, which can easily help you view your phone clearly even under the bright daylight. And during at night, we also make sure to take care of your eyesight with automatic brightness adjustment, supported by the 360-degree ambient light sensor and reading mode 3.0, making things more comfortable to view at night because we all swipe our phones for a while before we sleep. I know you guys do. And the finishing touch to take care of your eyes even further, on this panel, we do support DC dimming, which helps reduce the flickering of the phone. Something subtle, but definitely beneficial. For such a great screen, and as an entertainment-focused smartphone, the Poco M5S also comes with
Huawei no desaparece porque igual que Sony es una compañía muy grande. Tiene muchas ramas.
The sound is super loud and is super clear. And for those who streams a ton of content on their smartphone, the AMOLED display and dual speakers makes a great combination. It feels like having a pocket cinema, and that's just super convenient. This is our magic display on the Poco M5S, covering all the essential areas of what makes a good entertainment-focused display. Great colors, great details, and brightness. Let's take a look at a video.
Hola Isabela, buenas. Ay, qué cringe.
Now, we've spoken about Magic Display. Let's take a look at the back. Magic Design. Now, when we first looked at the massive pool of mid-range smartphones in the market, we realized mid-range smartphones usually weighs on the heavier side, the design is a little bit dull.
¿Puedo banear que le tire hate a Huawei sin razón? No, esa es una advertencia primero.
So with our Magic Design, we aim to be the lighter smartphone with an elegant design and great hand feel. So first, let's check out the option for our Poco M5S. Now, first introducing the classic gradient gray that offers a classic feel. You can never go wrong with this color choice. But also for the very first time on M series, we added a white variant on the Poco M5S, now which really brings out the elegance feel. Now when a white color is done right, it's super nice, and our white looks stunning. And lastly, we have a blue variant even for a younger look. Now it's got an aurora gradient touch to it, which in different angles, you can see a little bit of green and purple. So looking good, we're confident in. Poco M5S also boasts how good it feels in hand. Now, by being the lightest Poco smartphone yet, sitting at only 178.8 grams, this offers great one-hand use experience. So you wouldn't feel the phone is too bulky or heavy. It's so light, sometimes you could forget you're holding a phone. But on the back, we also have a curved frame with 3D back cover. So for those who prefer a sleek feel, this is the perfect choice. And because of this back design, holding the phone with
sí, en papel todas las specs siempre se ven bien, ¿no?
So this is our magic design on Poco M5S. With stunning new color options and being the lightest Poco phone yet, we aim to bring a premium look and feel into this segment. So which colors do you guys like most? Remember to leave a comment below as well. And lastly, we do have Magic Experience, which includes all the things that powers what we mentioned earlier. But first, I want to say, as most mid-range camera-focused smartphone in the industry doesn't pair the phone with a good chipset, it doesn't really matter how good the camera is if the chipset can't go hand in hand with it. It can cause lag when you take the photo, or stutter when you swipe a ton of content. So it's important for us to choose the right processor. Featuring in the entertainment-focused POCO M5s is the MediaTek Helio G95, a very well-known and mature chipset in the mid-range market, and is still one of the best out there. With an Antutu score over 356,000, it still puts up a lot of power. And just like the M5, we've also featured LPDDR4X and UFS 2.2 in the POCO M5s, with up to 6GB of RAM and up to 128GB of storage, making sure there's enough space for all those creative content you will be making. And to further improve multitasking,
dynamic
POCO
RAM.
M5s does support dynamic RAM
Esa dynamic
and
RAM.
can get up to 8GB. So you can keep a couple more apps running in the background and still run very smoothly. This is a very handy feature and something you can always leave on and never worry about it again. And powering all that, we have a 2-day battery life of 5,000 milliamp. This is a standard option for battery, and its duration is great as well. You can get almost 6 hours of 4K recording and 19 hours of playback time. But of course, we also took daily typing, texting your friends, texting on social
M5
media,
Pro.
and touch into consideration. In our POCO M5s, it features a Z-axis linear motor that offers lively haptic feedback. A good feedback is super rare in this segment. I think people underestimate how important this feature is. It makes the whole phone feel so much better. And lastly, we have IP53 splash and dust resistance to make sure the POCO M5s is protected. This will be
Pero fue el evento de Apple. Apple no me paga, güey.
This is our POCO M5s, the fun magician. With all of these features that helps our users to create, absorb content, and then have fun. The POCO M5s offers entertainment like never before in the M series. As we live in a digital age, the POCO M5s is geared for those who want to be a part of creating that space to be even more fun. And up next, let's talk about how much you can get it for. Price. First,
Price.
we do have to talk about M5's pricing, and then we'll get to M5s. Remember, this is our POCO M5, the performance player. This is our best entry-level performance smartphone yet, with so many mid-range and above features. So let's check out comparison.
A ver.
When we look at the other competitors in this segment, we can see in the chipset department, we're well ahead. This is where we take the lead. And in other categories, we do feature high refresh rate with a big battery and decent fast charging. Now, their cost starts from $199 and above, but let's see our base variant. 189 euros for our base variant. Now, under 200 euros, you'll be getting an unbelievable game experience at the entry level. Of course, we're gonna bring you an early bird. 169 euros.
Wow.
All the way down to 169 euros, making this one of the most affordable smartphones we've released this year. But we have 2 other variants as well, so let's check it out. For our second variant, 209 euros. And the highest variant, 229 euros. And these is only our retail price. We have cut 20 euros on each of these retail price, so it's actually 189 euros and 209 euros. Bring the ultimate bang for the buck for our fans. And when we come back to this comparison, being well ahead
Depende,
in the
Luis. Por lo
performance
general,
segment,
no.
we're still more affordable by quite the margin. At POCO, we constantly aim for the most aggressive price. But we're still not done yet. We have the POCO M5s, the fun magician. As its twin, in the making for all-in fun. Instead of gaming focus, it focuses more on entertainment. It features a couple of flagship level features such as AMOLED display and 64 megapixel quad camera. So let's see the comparison first. Now, compared to other mid-range products in the market, we're not only stronger in chipset, but also using a better AMOLED panel, which is great for content viewing, and we have the bigger battery and a strong quad camera. So let's see the price for our base variant. 209 euros. Just a little over 200 euros, and you're getting all the entertainment. And with the early bird, 189 euros for the POCO M5s, which is barely just a little bit above the POCO M5. And for the other two variants,
No, siempre dan euros.
229 euros and 249 euros. Now these prices will be our retail price. So packing so many features and especially made for a digital age, let's put an early bird on that. 209 euros and 229 euros. Same as earlier, 20 euros off the retail price. So you don't actually need to consider those 500 and above smartphones that usually only have camera focus specs, but with a mid-range chipset. We offer it right here with the POCO M5s. And when we come back to this comparison with the highest variant of 6 plus 128, we're the most affordable and packing the most amount of features among the three, bringing unimaginable value.
Luis, con la banda Dragon 8 1G.
And for both devices, they'll be available on these platforms first.
¿Dónde está mi?
Keep an eye out on which one you want to get for these
¿Dónde está
amazing
mi
prices.
Mercado Libre?
But don't worry, we have a lot more channels coming your
Ahí
way.
está, Mercado Libre.
Make sure to follow our local region POCO accounts to make sure you don't miss out on this deal. You don't want to miss out on this deal.
A ver,
So this
POCO
is all we have today.
M5,
Our
Amazon.
POCO M5 series, the performance player and the fun magician, a gaming-focused entry-level smartphone and an entertainment-focused smartphone. Which one will you choose? Or maybe get both? Definitely get both. Thank you all very much for watching. Enjoy the beautiful weather. It's been an absolute pleasure today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Pues, ¿qué opinan? ¿Qué opinan, bebés? Vamos a bajarle poquito.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our autumn launch event, and I hope everyone is enjoying the last bit of summer. My name is Angus, and I'm
Que yo sepa, los precios nuevos no son muy diferenciales de dólares. Está más alto el euro, ¿no? Un poquito arriba.
media, gaming, streaming, traveling. We want to offer the best entry to mid-range smartphone to make sure they can enjoy all these activities to its fullest.
También aparece eBay. Ahorita lo puse en Amazon, pero todavía no sale. O sea, ¿cuándo puedo empezar a buscarlos, no?
These fun activities that happen on a daily basis. Learn that there are two sides of entertainment. One that is gaming based. So besides the usual usage of a smartphone, they spend a lot of time gaming. And the other is focused on multimedia, such as streaming TV shows, and most times spent on
Nada relevante.
Today, we plan to bring you two devices that are experts in its own field.
Opino que para que quede no tenga la emergencia y necesite un celular rápido, supongo que ahí estará el paro. Yo recomendaría Motorola. O sea, el M5 es el performance y sale como en 4000 y algo. Debo ser honesto, sí se me antojaría probarlos. Para ver qué tan performance es.
But it's also the latest chipset from MediaTek Helio series. Introducing the MediaTek Helio G99. Not many devices on the market uses this chipset, so allow me to run through some specifications. With flagship level power efficiency of 6nm process made by TSMC, it is for sure that you have great performance, amazing efficiency. So when we come back to benchmark score, which some people may be wondering, MediaTek G99 paired with LPDDR4X and UFS 2.2.
Antutu 37800. Los de Motorola están chabacanos, G60, G100, esos que vale la pena. Te digo, sí me interesaría probarlo. Creo que son buenos, pero excelentes como ellos dicen. Pues, ¿qué te digo, no? Ok, digamos que le invertimos 4200 pesos a un equipo que traiga buena pantalla y todo eso. Nomás que no me fijé si este traía pantalla AMOLED. Vamos a ver otra vez. Se me pasó, disculpen. Ahí va, es lo que quiero ver.
Poco
Even
M5,
more
we
so.
can set it to 3 different refresh rates, such as 30,
Pero si vas a ver el evento, nah.
based on what kind of content you want.
¿Quieren que lo veamos miércoles a mediodía? Ándale, pues lo vamos a ver, güey. Solo por ti, Rafael. ¿Está bien?
That takes amazing quality shots. We've just introduced the POCO M5, which is good for gaming and for usual activities like social media and reading. But up next, we have another device that's focused on streaming and photography.
No dijeron la...
More so,
Si la pantalla es AMOLED, ¿verdad?
right.
Deja buscarlo aquí.
Introducing the POCO M5S, the Fun Magician. Yes,
¿Qué
POCO
toma todo el
M5
mundo los
is
Headphone Jack? Sí, andan bien locos con eso. A ver.
which is why for our magic camera, we'll be offering a quad
POCO
camera,
M5.
This is to let all of our M series users to have even more exploration.
¿Qué es esa
about
manera?
our system. We took some photos ourselves. Let's take a look. When we went on vacation into the desert, we took this really cool shot.
No, yo no quiero... No te nació el corazón. Ay.
64 megapixel Ultra HD.
Buenos días, Ricardo.
Why? We're introducing Magic Display, the POCO M5S. Now, what does Magic Display mean? In our opinion, a good content-focused display must have sharp details, great color, and high brightness. So, featuring our POCO M5S,
No trae 120G.
and I say this last one, almost just as good as AMOLED.
El pendientón, ¿no?
This is our Magic Display on the POCO M5S, covering all the essential areas of what makes a good entertainment-focused display. Great colors, great details, and brightness. Now, we've spoken about Magic Display.
Si dijeron, ¿si es AMOLED la pantalla o no?
Magic
No hay que volver a regresar.
So looking good, we're confident. POCO M5S also boasts good skills in hand. Now, by being the
Si es
lightest
AMOLED,
POCO smartphone yet,
no, esta no. Estamos con el M5S.
this offers
Hablo del M5 normal, que es el que es
is our Magic
el desempeño, según. Este sí es AMOLED.
with stunning new color options and being the lightest POCO phone yet. We aim to bring a premium look and feel into this segment.
Nada más que este es más aguadito.
Remember to leave a comment below as well.
Lo voy a tener que ver 3 veces, güey.
Which includes all the things that powers what we mentioned earlier. This is our POCO M5S, the Fun Magician, with all of these features that helps our users to create, absorb content, and then have fun. The POCO M5S offers entertainment like never
Eh,
as we live in a digital age.
si todo sale bien, será el monitor, Turis.
We want to be a part of creating that.
No soy fan de los AMOLED. He tenido mala experiencia en sesión los Galaxy Note que tanto se me quema la pantalla.
You have to talk about M5S, and then we'll get to M5S. Remember, this is our POCO M5 performance play. This is our best entry-level performance smartphone yet, with so many mid-range and above features. 189 euros for our base variant. Of course, we're gonna bring you an early bird. 169 euros. We have the POCO M5S, the Fun Magician. Acestingray.
Aquí móvil es...
Instead of gaming focus, it focuses more on entertainment. It features a couple of flash-low features such as AMOLED display and 64 megapixel quad camera. 209 euros. And with the early bird, 189 euros for the POCO M5S. And for both devices, they will be available on these platforms first, September 6th. So keep an eye out on which one you want to get for these amazing prices. And don't worry, we have a lot more channels coming your way. Make sure to follow our local
Buenos días, Alex. Tan temprano haciendo el live del famoso Xiaomi. Ya vamos a pararle, bro.
Thank you all very much for watching. Enjoy the beautiful weather. This has been an absolute pleasure today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Te digo, sí me interesaría probar el que es más potente. Pero he visto el video 2 veces y en ningún lado dice que sea AMOLED.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our autumn launch event, and I hope everyone is enjoying the last bit of summer. My name is Angus, and I'm happy and honored to be presenting to you all today.
Buenos días.
Most young users mainly spend their time on social media, gaming, streaming, traveling. We want to offer the best entry to mid-range smartphone to make sure they can enjoy all these activities to its fullest. Which is why we're introducing the concept of all-in fun without M6.
Realmente nunca me quedo suficiente con ustedes para que se me queme la pantalla. Tú no. Pero hay gente que sí.
Two sides of entertainment. One that is gaming based. So besides the usual usage of the smartphone, they spend a lot of time gaming. And the other is focused on multimedia, such as streaming TV shows, and most time spent on social media. Today, I'm bringing two devices that are experts in its own field. Introducing POCO M5.
Hay gente que sí los mantiene bastante tiempo.
And the Fun Edition. With our brand new M5 series, we're going all in fun. So let's start
Buenos
with
días.
POCO M5 Performance Plan. We're going to be featuring one of the most powerful 4G chipsets in 2022. And I wonder if there's any guesses right
Otra vez. Es la tercera vez que lo veo.
now. One of the most powerful.
Quiero ver si esa molesta la pantalla.
The latest chipset of the MediaTek Helio series. Introducing the MediaTek Helio G99.
¿Este fue todo el grupo de qué?
Not many devices on the market uses this chipset. So
Ah, pero este es el M5S, güey. Quiero saber si el M5, o sea, el que no es el S, ese que está hablando ahorita es el M5. Este quiero saber si trae AMOLED.
great performance with amazing efficiency. So when we come back to benchmark score, which some people may be wondering, the MediaTek G99 paired with LPDDR4X
Ay, ¿de qué? Es que quiero saber si el primero, si el M5 trae AMOLED. El que están poniendo en el otro es el S. Ok, procesador. No te creo, Joshua. El que pusiste en el grupo es el M5S, güey. Chinga, man.
Gaming experience will be brought to new highs in the entry-level segment. Not only we're all in on performance, but also battery duration on the POCO M5. Battery has been M-series strength ever since the
Voy a esperar a que lo digan y ya. Le paro.
It's not different from the POCO M5. The POCO M5 features a standard big battery of 5,000 mAh, which is always a size users love. And when it comes to gaming, on Free Fire, you can play for hours.
Gracias, Ricardo. Es sencillo hacer eso con un iPhone.
Even 8 straight hours
Ok.
on a single charge. That's a lot of time to game. In our POCO M5, we're featuring a 90 Hz high refresh rate. Now, there's many reasons to make this decision, and we believe high
Mira,
refresh rate is
hablan de los gestures en la pantalla.
the norm in the smartphone industry for a good gaming experience. But another reason is, with high refresh rate, we're able to
Dynamic
tap into
switch.
switch technology, which optimizes battery life even more so. The POCO M5, we can set it to 3 different refresh rates, such as 30, 60, or 90, based on what kind of content you're viewing. So the POCO M5 will feature a triple camera system, and its highlight is the 50 megapixel main camera that takes amazing quality shots. We've just introduced the POCO M5, which is good for gaming,
Entretenimiento. ¿No dicen qué es?
social media, and reading. But up next, we have another device that is focused on streaming and photography, and even more so.
No dijeron, güey.
Let's get right into it.
Joshua,
Introducing
pasaste
the
este.
M5S.
El M5S.
Yes, POCO
El
M5S
anterior es el M5.
which is why for our
Del M5 quería saber.
POCO M5S. This is to let all of our M-series users have even more exploration into our camera system.
A ver.
And we took some photos ourselves. Let's take a look. When we went on vacation into the desert, we took this really cool shot. And this specific shot is using the 64 megapixel Ultra HD,
¿Lo puedo regresar?
which is
A
why
ver, lo voy a regresar.
Magic Display on the POCO M5S. Now, what does Magic Display mean? In our opinion, a good content-focused display must have
Lo voy a regresar de que empieza, güey.
great
Tengo que ver esto bien.
high brightness. So featuring our POCO M5S is a flagship level AMOLED display. And I say flagship level because it's almost just as good as AMOLED reviews.
Esta es la foto que mandaste, güey. Es el M5S, güey. Te odio, güey.
This is our Magic Display on the POCO M5S, covering all the
Acá
essential
está.
areas of what makes a good entertainment
Te
focused
odio, güey. Te odio.
great colors, great details, and brightness. Now, we've spoken about Magic Display. Let's take a look at the back. Magic Design. So, looking good
Acá está.
without emptiness. From our users and fans' feedback, we did pretty well. And on a total of 7. POCO M3, the best.
De Performance Play ese que quiero saber, güey.
With our brand new M5 series, we're going all in fun. So let's start with POCO M5.
A ver, vamos a ver todos. Vamos a ver todo este presentación de Poco M5 y dígame cuándo menciona que es AMOLED.
Yes,
A ver.
POCO M5 is definitely a capable entry-level gaming smartphone. And when it comes to gaming experience, we want to break it down to three essential elements: a strong performance, long-lasting battery, and the luxury of having a fast display. In each of these
Fast Display, Long Battery, Strong Performance. No han dicho que sea AMOLED.
So let's start with performance.
Ajá, Performance.
You may be wondering, entry-level performance usually doesn't pair that well. That's because most people have started to get used to entry-level smartphones being
Es IPS, ¿verdad, güey? Ya sabía yo. ¿Ya ves, Joshua?
just usable. It's a great backup device.
Pinche Joshua, güey.
Today,
Y me peleaba, Joshua.
that assumption away. And that's because we're going to be featuring one of the most powerful 4G chipsets in 2022. And I wonder if there's any guesses right now. But it's not only one of the most powerful, but it's also the latest chipset from MediaTek Helio series. Introducing the MediaTek Helio G99. Not many devices on the market uses this chipset.
Gracias. Solo eso quería saber.
With flash-level power efficiency of 6nm process made by TSMC, it is for sure that you have great performance with amazing efficiency. And to think that mid-range chipsets are now sitting around 6nm, and just 2 years ago, flagship chipsets were at 7nm. It's a wild improvement. And when we dig deeper into the Helio G99 CPU structure, there's an octa-core structure made by two A76 and six A55.
No estoy seguro, Benito. No te creo, bro. Porque en ningún momento han dicho que la pantalla sea. Era, me la voy a bajar otra vez, güey.
And on the GPU side, which is important for gaming, it also features a relatively new ARM Mali G7 MC2.
No es posible que se me haya pasado 3 veces, güey. Nos dicen que la del M5 es AMOLED.
Performance and definitely can handle some top titles in the market. But besides a great chipset, we ensure we don't slack in RAM and ROM. Now in the market, many entry-level smartphones tend to compromise right here with older RAM and ROM tech. The POCO M5 at the entry-level segment, we offer a mid-range level RAM and ROM setup, LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 ROM, just to ensure your multitasking and
No es AMOLED.
is on par with awesome.
Voy a dejar que termine la presentación de esa parte nada más.
So when we come back to benchmark score, which some of you
Vamos adelantito.
the MediaTek G9 Snapdragon
Benchmark.
elements. We want not only the heart and the phone is pushing everything it's got to run the game you're playing to success. Hope they will get a lot of
Batería.
in case you do what's better than most entry cards can do.
Ok.
Now POCO M5
Aquí está, aquí está, aquí está, aquí está.
and fast display. In the entry-level segment, we will not compromise on the speed and smoothness of the display. In our POCO M5,
90 hercios.
there's high refresh rate. Now, there's many reasons to make this decision, as we believe high refresh rate is slowly starting to become the norm of the smartphone industry for a good gaming experience. But another reason is, with high refresh rate, we're able to have dynamic switch technology, which optimizes
Dynamic
battery life
switch.
even more so. The POCO M5, you can set it to 3 different refresh rates, such as 30, 60, or 90, based on what kind of content you're viewing. So let's take a look at a video.
Dynamic switch. $90 hercios, 90 FPS, ajá.
Now, besides
240 hercios, sample rate.
gaming experience even more so. We've installed 240 Hz touch sampling rate, which is insanely rare to have in this segment. Usually entry-level phones have 120 or 180 Hz touch sampling rate. We bumped it up to the mid-range level, so when users play games, they'll react even faster. Let me show you what I mean. Now, on the left, we have 120 Hz, and on the right is 240 Hz. When they click the button at the same time, you can see that 240 Hz screen reacted faster and was able to get us the speed of bursts. So the result is simple on display. The POCO M5 features
Jamás han dicho que sea AMOLED, Joshua. Te pasaste de lanza.
90 Hz refresh rate
Mira nada más.
stand out from the rest. And when we talk about the whole gaming experience, so we have a
Dynamic
strong
switch,
processor,
refresh rate,
RAM
trading,
setup,
sunlight.
battery life,
Nunca. Dicen que esa moleta te pasaste lanza. Pinche 8, güey.
that really stands out.
Nos querías confundir, güey.
With new features such as Game Turbo 5.0, the POCO M5 is really here to raise the standard in entry-level gaming. But now let's talk about daily experience, things you definitely use every day, and there's absolutely no compromises on these either. What the POCO M5 brings in daily experience
No, pues no.
is style.
Hasta aquí llegamos, chicos. Yoche nos quiso engañar. Sí, güey, lo que pasa es que uno trae un procesador y otro trae pantalla AMOLED. Bueno, o sea, va a ser más lento el otro, pero con la AMOLED. Y más rápido este, pero sin AMOLED. Chicos, hasta aquí llegamos porque tengo mucho sueño. ¿Cómo la ven? It's okay. ¿Qué novedad? Pues acá en el M5 cuando existe el Pro y Pro 5G. No sé. Solo digo que pues es una presentación más, yo no la llevo a cabo. Nada, mañana, chicos.